There was a time when women were perceived as only homemakers. But with changing trends and our movement towards 21st century, it is becoming crystal clear that they can be fortune makers for an organization too. Today, we will meet one such woman entrepreneur, Nina Lekhi, the founder of Baggit, and know more about the secret of her success.
I really like to think out of the box, do different kind of stuff, maybe more colors, more trends. You'll see that we cater much more to the younger women. We don't make stuff in China, we make stuff in India, because for us, made in India is very important. It's rural employment that is our core desire. More and more unemployment lies in the rural areas. In fact, we've already started a manufacturing unit in a panchayat, in a small place on the outskirts of Pune, which is what business is all about today. It is not about making that extra buck and taking it in your pocket. It's about catering to the society and giving them their needs, giving them what they require at a very comfortable price, at comfort where they can carry, live. I think that's what everybody feels Baggit is all about, and that's why we have so many loyalists.
Nina started Baggit in 1985, a company that manufactures design bags, purses, and other fashion accessories.
Okay, I actually started the company with a friend of mine. We used to go swimming every day together, and I remember, in separate changing rooms after swimming, we used to be, what do we call our company? And that time the new song was, beat it, don't you wanna beat it? And that's how we started the company name, Baggit, so dedicated to our dear Michael Jackson. And from then on, my friend went away to the US, and I continued on my own, doing different stuff. I always wanted to think out of the box. I always wanted to do things which were not really the way you normally do them. Always was a rebel, always wanted to create, wanted to do things hands-on, wanted to do everything myself to check out what the look will be. When we started Baggit, I started with canvas bags for college girls only. And from then on, we moved to synthetic leather. They never really wanted to kill for beauty, so we stuck to synthetic leather. And we started doing more and more innovations for comfort for the women. We started putting more pockets, more partitions in all the bags. And we also started making wallets. Today, I think our wallets are very, very popular. In fact, we do fabulous business in our wallets. We also do pocket products, so you can put in your glares, you want to carry your makeup, you want to carry your lenses, different kind of paraphernalia all of us women carry in our bags. So we are the only company who's actually invented something like this. We have about 11 stores of our own today, and across 5 cities. We have 6 stores in Mumbai, we have a store in Hyderabad, we have a store in Bangalore, in Garuda Mall. Hyderabad is an in-orbit mall. So we have pulse in different cities. Not only that, we supply to even all the large format stores in Shopper Stop, Lifestyle. And that's where you could see how comfortable we are. Not only that, but our product is the highest selling in the category in all the large format stores.
For Nina Lekhi, nothing is truer than the adage, failure is the stepping stone to success. As a bright student in school, she never thought she could fail in her first year at Mumbai's Sophia Polytechnic. Though it was a great shock to her, but today she feels that it made her more focused and determined to do something in life.
I started Baggit many, many years ago, about 20 years ago, I guess. I was just in college at that time. Just got out of school, being very good student in school, and then went into college, and I was like, yay, I'm in college now, just enjoying the fun of being in college. But because I was in Polytechnic, I was in Sapphire Polytech, and it's got a lot of homework and a lot of stuff to do. I was very interested always in painting and art, and I took up this program to do a diploma over there. And the first year was the foundation class, and I failed in that. And that was the biggest downfall for me. I couldn't believe that I could fail in a school or a college. I think that was one of the best things that happened to me. I think that's how God tells you, you know, which direction to turn into. And from then on, it was really me being much more responsible, wanting to create stuff that I wanted to make my life. And my life was in my hands from then on. Every summer I was doing a job, and then I was also doing a part-time sales girl job while studying, and I was also starting my business in the weekends at home. So I was like jam-packed, doing a lot of stuff. But I think those were the foundation days, and those were the days that have made me maybe as hardworking and as crazy as I am today, because it's like the more the sorrow, the more the laughter, the more the ups, the more the downs, the more of, you know, this and that, and life is just so full of everything. And I guess that's part of being an entrepreneur and choosing the role of being an entrepreneur, where you know that, you know, every blood and every sweat counts to make it over there.
However, being a woman entrepreneur was not an easy task. She had to visit the wholesale market in search of canvas, rope, fabric, and other materials to start her manufacturing venture. Initially, her doting father was a bit worried at the idea of making bags, as it meant traveling to places unheard of to get the raw materials. But her mother was a big support to her. Today, they are the happiest ones seeing their daughters scaling new heights.
जब मेरी बेटी ने बिजनेस शुरू किया तो मुझे डर लगता था कि ये ऐसा माल कहाँ बेचेगी, लेकिन उसको ब्रेक मिला। मेरे को उम्मीद नहीं थी इतनी जाएगी, लेकिन उसको नए नए शोरूम मिले जिसमें उसको ऊपर वाले की भी मेहरबानी हो गई.
There were a lot of initial hiccups from family, from home. I remember my dad and my mom saying, like, my dad was like, what are you going to do? You're going to make bags for people to go to the market and buy vegetables? You know, they used to always make fun of me. And it's like, because nobody in my family, no woman ever ran a business. And, you know, it is always the women who are at home. I used to go to the market in the evenings. I used to go to Crawford Market, Abdul Rahman Street, and I was like 17 years old. And my dad was like, you are not going to those places. You know, I used to go to experiment. I used to go to Dotaki to buy pure leather sheets, and I used to get these big smelly sheets of leather to my house. And right in my bedroom, my brother and me, where we used to be sleeping, I used to color it, tan it, then I used to put it out in the sun to see the color that it will change to, and the house used to smell. And you know, we are vegetarians in the house, and you're like, everybody's like, what is this disgusting stuff you're bringing home? I went through all that, I guess, and that was the fun part that we all remember today. My mom always supported me. In fact, she was the one who gave me $7,000 to start the business initially with, and today it's a 24 crore company, thanks to blessings from everybody. I remember those days. I used to be working as a sales girl. I used to be selling carpets. I used to spend the money that I used to get as a salary, I used to spend for the cab fares going and coming. You know, and the boss over there used to look at me like, you know, why do you come to work? You come by cab and go back by cab. And selling carpets, selling salwar kameezes, doing stocks, you know. All those things taught me so much today, which may be small basic things which you look at as very simple, but I think that really helps you tomorrow when you have to lead a whole team.
Like any other business, Lekhi too faced hardships. But nothing has deterred her from achieving her success.
Like I was saying, there are many pros and cons when we do a business. Sometimes you feel, oh God, I'm the only gada who's going on working and working and working. Because, you know, it's like the meter is on. It's like maybe a Sunday, it may be in the evening, but you're all the time thinking, creating, what should I do? How should I do? How should I sort this thing? And so many times the other way around, you feel, yeah, so many people have dedicated their life to me, to my brand, to Baggit, you know, and there is no way that you can pay them enough for, you know, for all the hours of so much work, so much coordination, so many things everybody's done together. Many times, but people are not really successful in businesses because I think you really need to stick on the good, bad, the ugly, you face it all. Just like in life, how you face everything. I think it's just the attitude that you have, the zing that you have, that you know you want to make it. And the most pleasurable part, obviously, of anything, of any work that you do is, you know, the fact of seeing these stores put up together, the fact of seeing people carrying your product. I think the biggest thrill today also for me after 20 years is like, hey, that's my bag. I designed that bag. I thought of that bag. You know, I thought of how to create that product, and I, you know, even though I travel, I get all the raw material, everything, but that's more part of sourcing, coordination. But I think the best part of this business is the creation. You know, when you create something, it's like giving birth to a baby. It's like your baby. And when somebody copies it, you're like, it's my design, I created it. And I think if you just have the zing and the passion to want to do something. Awesome to see a brand out there, to see your products over there, to see people coming into the store, to know that one day I was making this first bag in my house by some Sada tailor and today I have a team of 500 tailors, you know, sitting in a rural plant. I'm giving employment to so many people. You know, there are so many people out there who care for me, who I care for, who we all work together to make a beautiful product come alive into people's lives. You know, we're all giving a quality, a service to every customer who comes in. And that's just a big kick. I think everybody who has a dream, who has something beautiful in their mind that they want to create, they must go ahead and live it. Everybody who feels that they have the desire to create something wonderful in the world, some service, something that they are very good at. You know, you must go and live up to your dreams. There will be ups and downs, but that's part of life, I guess. So why should it not be there in a business? You know, there will be lots of money and there will be days when you have no money in your pocket. And I think that's the fun of it, yeah. Also, there will be days when everything has happened wonderfully and you know, you're getting applauded from all sides, good sales and everything. And there will be days when, oh.
A woman entrepreneur is a person who accepts challenging roles to meet her personal needs and become economically independent. Recent findings have shown that the number of firms owned by women has grown twice in the last few years. In fact, they are considered as significant players in the nation's economy.
If you ask me, am I happy today with being an entrepreneur, taking up all the pros and cons? I will say, if you have a passion, if you love what you're doing, then you're going to make it. There is no doubt about it. If you have a vision of what you want to create in your life, what you want to be, what you want the world to be around you, which is what my Guruji, Rishi Prabhakarji has taught me. You know, if you can get yourself a guru who can give you a light to your life, to tell you where you want to go, to what you want to achieve, you know, what's your vision, what's your mission, not only for yourself, but the world around you. And if you have something that you love, Like just yesterday evening, my daughter was asking me, you know, in a diary to write down what is my hobby. And I wrote swimming and I wrote sports. And she was like, no, but your hobby is making bags. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So, you know, if you have something like that, which is your dream and is something that, you know, you can live day and night for, then you must be an entrepreneur. There's nothing else then for you. And I think for women, it's not really difficult. Yeah, initially it was a little difficult. I think about 20 years back when I began, it was difficult because when I used to go to the market, I used to be literally the only woman in the market. I remember once I fainted in a shop which used to sell this plastic. I was buying some plastic lining for my monsoon bags, and I just fainted. I was so scared and I fainted in the store. And then I also remember once I went into a shop in Crawford Market and I kept my bag down on the side and I sat down and I'm talking to this fellow and suddenly I had to pay up and I looked down and my bag had disappeared. Like, oh my God. You know, I think those are things that you need to do as you learn, you grow up. All that stuff is great fun today when you look at. Those days women were looked at, you know, that not so acceptable to be in a market. But I think today I think it's better being a woman because, you know, they take a little bit more care of you, your stuff is delivered on time, or, you know, I don't think it's really any problem being a woman entrepreneur today. I think hats off to all the men who are supporting all of us to join them, enjoying much more of working, doing creative stuff.